I'm reviewing the Soulwax album from DeeWee. A first album in more than a decade under this name for the Dewaele brothers Stephen and David sees us primed but also a little wary given their last record's electronica-meets-industrial rock blend seemed a decade out of date even then. This time they've recorded it with the same instrumental and personnel setup as their 2016 live shows in one take across 2 days in early February. What does this mean for a listener? Absolutely nothing in the most basic sense, as there's no discernible live sense to it. A more useful question is, has Soulwax moved on from that 2004 cul-de-sac? That's not so straightforward. Transient program for drums and machines, for example, has a resonant keyboard bassline and a wave of outright pop in voice and synths, a combination which here feels surprisingly fresh, even as it goes the full Kraftwerk. While the singer has become a Deejay, is fabulously hypnotic in parts, though I'd have lost the percussion break. Then there's the smooth electro-yacht rock of the album's final track, Goodnight Transmission, which is a croon meeting utterly retro early synthesizer sounds designed to help you dream of electric sheep. But around them are tracks such as Missing Wires and Is It Always Binary, both of which start with busy percussive rhythms but drift into something a bit pallid, and My Tired Eyes and Trespassers, which end up feeling like less grim Depeche Mode. You could say coming out a week after the new Depeche Mode album may have been a case of bad luck, but really there's not quite enough on from DeeWee to push Soulwax back to the definitive position they held 15 years ago. I think we should let the little bearded lady speak.
Thank you. You don't know what it's like to be a suitable girl. I didn't know this album was recorded live in one take or whatever, and so I was kind of listening to it going, like, maybe not that into the production of it, and then when I found out it was recorded live, I gave it, like, I started listening to it with different ears, and still, like you said, it doesn't sound like it's recorded live. Like, there's no... I went and watched some of these songs played live on YouTube and went, oh, wow, now I get it. You know, there's 3 drums, drummer here, drummer here, drummer here. The drummer here is Igor Cavalera from Sepultura, however you want to pronounce it. And it's awesome and engaging, and there's the 2 brothers up the front, there's people behind them. It's and then this, when you hear the album, it's like, oh, you forgot to turn the ambient mics on or something. It's really dry sounding, and it kind of, one of my favourite albums of all time is This Is Happening by LCD Sound System, and this is sort of, this is not quite happening. Yeah. It's like the B-side of that. I know they're mates, so I'm sure it just sort of let me a little bit like, oh. Oops.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a live recording, but how bloody hell would you know?
Yeah,
I mean, there's no way to know. It's like in an attempt to kind of recreate or gain some sort of organic sound to it, or to make themselves probably feel more like, you know, a live band or something. They've decided to do this live recording, and it doesn't do anything, because when you listen to it, you've absolutely no idea. Like, maybe on the track that opens with the drum solo, perhaps.
That's kind of cool.
You could kind of stretch your imagination there and go, okay, well, yeah, maybe that was recorded live.
If that drum solo had led into Roots Bloody Roots by Sepultura.
I think what they were going for was to try and recreate the atmosphere for themselves. I think it's more for their creation than for our listening. So they went in there with the setup.
That was a bit selfish.
It's all about them, when it should always be about you.
Oh, thank you. I know, I agree.
To me, the felt a bit more like an art project than an album. To me, they made a big deal out of the fact that it was recorded live on 1 or 2 days. You look at the liner notes and it says so and so played this synth and this drums, and almost felt like a museum exhibit. You know, on this recording, these instruments were used. So and so played this, and the more and more I listened to it, it just felt cold. There were bits where I thought, I think there's a couple of songs you mentioned where they're quite tribally, the drums. That's where Igor Cavalera comes in.
Yeah.
They were really, I was like, yeah, this is good. But a lot of the rest of it was just kind of floated past me.
Liner notes. What are they? What's this antiquated thing you speak of?
The songs where they start with those drums, you think this is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
The fun bits are at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple of songs where it's really good. The Kraftwerk one in particular is just really well done. There's some really nice pop things, but there's just not enough of those, and there's too many songs which just sound dry but also feel dry. They're just perfect description.
And
I
this
think,
is a band
project.
that 13, 14 14 years ago, whatever, released like E-Talking and Any Excuse, like And My Excuse, like really big hooky songs.
Yeah.
And it's almost like for this, they thought, no, we haven't made music as like this. They've obviously done other albums and stuff with other people, but we're going to have a concept, and the concept's going to be a live album and stuff. And that sort of overtook the songwriting.
It would have been good if they'd brought some more of their Too Many DJs personas to this and brought some of that fun element to it. There's not enough fun for the bits that could be fun. There's not enough hooks for the bits that could be hooks, and there's not enough dance element to it for those songs that need it. I think it's not the return we would have liked. I would have liked to from them. It's 3 stars, and I think it's probably just making the 3.